Something came up and I have to sell this thing. So this is going to be its first startup this year. This here's my 2012 Harley-Davidson Ultra Classic. It's powered with a 103 twin cam engine and it's heading to a new home. I'll get more into that after, but for now I've got to change the oil and filter on it prior to it getting picked up and shipped out. Now this big girl's up in the air, I gotta get it off this little jack stand here. That way I can actually get to the drain plugs and all that fun stuff. I had it up on top of this thing just to take all the pressure off the rear suspension for winter storage. I have to drop it back down, start it up, open up the garage door. It's like minus 15 out right now, so I'll probably shut the heater off in my garage because it'd just be a waste of energy. Big girl down. Oh, it sounds like my wife's friend's here. And she picked up Starbucks, so maybe I'll pick this up in a second. My wife's friend brought me a Starbucks freezy drink, which is going to be perfect for when I open the garage door. I have to throw on my jacket, open the door, start this thing up, let all the cold air in, and then I can get this thing back up and change the oil. This thing's been parked all winter, battery tender on it. There's pretty much no reason why it shouldn't start. Go ahead, turn the ignition on. Throw her and run, fuel pumps on, and crank her up. Nice. Alright, let's get this door open and let all the cold air in. Freezing cold in my garage, I'll shut the door, shut the bike off, get her back up in the air and drain the oil out of it. This lift was probably one of the best investments that I've ever made. It's not just an investment in convenience, it's an investment in my spine. The older I get, the more my body reminds me that I'm not 18 anymore. I don't know why I'm taking this jacket off, it is still cold in here. Oh, is that gonna fit under? No. Ah, crap. I've got another one out in the shed. I just didn't really feel like going outside. All right, option number 2. And that'll fit. I usually have a service manual printed off. Engine oil plug number 2. Right here, so it'll be the one that's facing in. I'm gonna get that drain plug pulled out. I like this ratchet because it's telescopic, so I can adjust the length and get it to do what I want it to. Come on, baby. Get on there. Pull the plug out of this thing. Trying my hardest to not drop the drain plug inside of this little catch basin that I have here. Oh, man, that's warm. It's almost like the engine was running. Let that drain now. So I purposely didn't pull the drain plug on this. And the reason for that is this bike has rocker cover breathers for the crankcase ventilation. If those are bad, what happens is oil can get past them and the engine's just like venting super easily all the time. And when you pull your oil plug, if they're bad, it'll just flow out, like if you had your dipstick pulled. If those breathers are good, then the oil glugs the way that it's doing right there. But now that I know that, I'm just gonna pull the dipstick and just let it all pour out. And there's the flow change. Really nice to know. And there's no junk on the little magnet here. The O-ring's in good shape. Oil don't look bad either. I really love this bike. I just bought this last year. Nothing ever goes to plan. Something came up and I have to sell this thing. It's kind of unfortunate because I really like this motorcycle, but sometimes life gets in the way of things. But I'll talk a little bit more about that after. I gotta get this drain plug back in, and then I can start pulling the filter off. Trying to get any oil on this sweater. Nothing is sacred when it comes to clothing. I could go buy like a brand new pair of jeans for like, I don't know, $100 or something, and then that evening go out and get oil all over it, and it's just, it is what it is. 18 foot-pounds should be 200 and something inch-pounds. 216. Thought I read that right. I love moving stuff around back and forth all the time. The jack up underneath the rear of the frame there. It'll lift the rear end of this bike just so I can swing my torque wrench. That is so dumb. If that makes any difference, just that little bit. Okay, so there's 18. I think the range in the manual is like 18 to 21 foot-pounds or something. This might just do it to 20. Mental math isn't my thing. 20 times 12 is 240 inch-pounds. This up a little bit. There's 230 and 240. Next, I'm going to have to pull the filter off. Probably this most ridiculous spot for an oil filter. Because as soon as you pull it off, it's just going to go everywhere. It's so dumb. Of course. I guess it's a good thing that I bought brake clean. Son of a... Trying to keep that as upright as possible. Got her out. Okay, you have to clean this really good. Oh yeah. Yep, time to get the brake clean. I don't want the next owner to think that it's got a major oil leak or anything, because it doesn't. Time to wipe things down. If it wasn't freezing cold outside, I could hose this thing down with some spray 9 and actually go out with like some scrub brushes and stuff, but unfortunately that is not the case. My father, he took his motorcycle into the dealership, and when they pulled his oil filter off, it went all over everything on the front of the engine, much like what I just did here. But he paid supposed professionals to be doing this, and they didn't so much as wipe it. Anyway, he had his motorcycle in the driveway, and there was a little speck of oil on the ground next to it, and he thought it had an oil leak. Before he went back to the dealership, I just mentioned to him, you know, maybe we'll get some brake clean, some spray 9, and we'll have a look and see if it's actually a leak or if it's just some residual stuff left over, because like he just had his oil and filter done, I think the day before. So he did that. Ran the bike for like half an hour, and nothing. All right, I'm satisfied with that. Need a bathroom break. Nice black oil filter for a nice black motorcycle. Now everybody's got their type of oil that they like to use on their bikes. I like AMS oil. Oil there, and on the seal. All right, let's spin this bad girl on. Yeah, I had a hand injury a few years ago. Unfortunately, it's with my dominant hand too. Not that I can't tighten things, I just don't have the grip strength that I used to. Oil filter's on, drain plug's torqued. Time to put some oil in this thing. I'm trying really hard to not spill this, but I'll probably put about 3/4 of this in, and then I'll check the level. Maybe I'll just put half it in and I'll check the level. I wasn't planning on doing this oil and filter change until probably towards the end of March, but some stuff came up, and this is going to a new home. The new owner's getting an awesome motorcycle. I'm a little jealous that this guy's going to get to ride it, but I got some pretty exciting stuff coming up here in the very near future. Not that I needed money or anything, I just needed the space. I'm keeping the Sportster though. A lot of people like calling that the girl's bike. I love my girl's bike. That'll be good for now. I don't want to overfill it. Okay, we are good. Okay. We're neutral. Drain plug's torqued. Oil filter's on there. Good. Oil level's good. Okay, let's start her up. Just really watching that oil pressure. There we go. Now we're going to do a quick little leak check here. We'll go over here to the oil filter side. Nothing dripping there. Look at the drain plug down there. Nothing dripping. There's no oil spots on the hoist there. Now I'm going to shut this thing down. I'll check the level, and then I'll really just I'll let her idle a lot longer once I pop the garage door open. We're a little bit below half, which makes sense. I don't know if you can see the level there. But yeah, we're a little bit below half, which makes sense because now it's primed up all the oil passageways and the oil filter is full. So I'm not going to fill this all the way up to the top just because the motorcycle isn't fully hot. Okay, we are halfway up the full hot upright. Now I'm going to pop the garage door open. Okay, I'm going to let this thing run a little bit longer and I'll pick back up once she's hot and I can check the level again. Check the oil level. Oil level's good. I'm going to get the bike down. Actually, before I do that, I should probably clean all the crap off the lift table. I wish I could wash this thing, but unfortunately I can't. It's probably going to get dirty in transit anyway, but shipping it in an enclosed trailer, that way it doesn't get all kinds of salt and crap all over it while it's getting transported across the country. Oh yeah, I gotta get my little gremlin bell off there. My dad gave that to me. I don't know, I just thought it was kind of a cool little memento. I think it meant a lot to my dad that he could do something for me. I'm gonna hang on to this. It's starting to get warm in here again. That's nice. Nice and sketchy. Make sure there's nothing here that I'm gonna catch a wheel on. I should probably wear sneakers when I'm doing this. Not my garage Crocs. If you've got one of these lifts, these are like the best ratchet straps to get. Really good for tying down the front end. When I loaded this thing on the hoist, I had it over there, so I had like a little bit of a wall to lean up against. I don't want to say that I'm surprised, but I'm just pleased with how that went. I need to think about how I'm going to arrange things now. So I'm probably going to spin it around. That way I can drive onto the trailer that it's going into. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put the hoist back over where it was originally and I'll throw the Sportster on it. Selling this thing sucks. I've been trying my best to keep myself away from doing like really in-depth how-to videos because I don't really want my YouTube channel to be like a how-to. I like giving people information, but I don't want the primary content to all be like how to do stuff because I can't handle doing that once a week. Although I do like helping people. I do enjoy making videos and making content. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep it sustainable and fun because if you lose either one of those two things, then it sucks. I don't want it to feel like a job because I already have one of those. I want it to feel more like a hobby, which it is right now. Oh, I just heard someone going on a sled. Sick. Now I'm just kind of killing the winter time just by puttering around, doing stuff in the garage, doing some snowmobile videos. But the bike season, that's coming up real fast here. And that's what I'm going to be moving into. Motorcycle stuff. I've sold this to my cousin that lives on the opposite side of the country. And I've got another motorcycle that's being delivered. It was a deal that I could not refuse. And I'd hate myself if I passed up on what this new bike is. It's pretty exciting. It's a little bit newer than this, and it's different. I'll do another video on the big reveal. I get pretty sentimental over things. I had to choose which motorcycle I was going to sell. Sportster's got a lot more sentimental value. This thing, it's an awesome bike, but it's replaceable. This will be the next one that's getting a fluid change. Watch how much faster this lifts up. This bike is like, I don't know, 300 or 400 pounds lighter than the Ultra. Oh, I already see a problem. Why not? And the compressor kicks on. all the bike stuff's taken care of, so I'm going out for a sled ride. Special delivery.
All right.
Cold one.
Thanks, Dad.
Grab your hot chocolate there, brother. Yeah, I think we're the only ones that actually come here. Well, if you've watched all the way to this point, I appreciate it. The next couple videos is probably going to be a mix of some motorcycle content and some snowmobiling videos. Not really too sure when winter is going to be over here, but I will have a couple videos on my newest bike that is supposed to be getting delivered tomorrow. I'll probably be doing a fluid change on this. If anybody's curious on that, I'll probably throw a video together of that as well. Anyway, thanks for hanging around, watching everything. Appreciate it, and I'll see you next week.